And there we go. Wow, this image looks good. Showcases everything that I covered over this past year. Wow. Looking back on it, I've done quite a bit. Well, with Bravely Default done, I guess it's time to move on to something else. Wait. What's that? I don't remember putting that there. Oh, fuck. A playthrough of Final Fantasy VI is on the way. This entry in the iconic Final Fantasy franchise is normally regarded for its wonderful cast of characters, memorable soundtrack, and gripping narrative. Heck, even though this game is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, it is still known to this day as one of the most influential RPGs ever made. I myself have a storied history with this game, and want to share my experiences with you all as we revisit this game together. Though I do want to note a few things before we get this all started. First off, if you aren't familiar with the Final Fantasy series, despite its title, Final Fantasy VI is its own separate entity, and you don't need any previous experience with the franchise to enjoy the story it tells. And hey, if you haven't played a Final Fantasy before, this game is an excellent first entry. And that brings me to my second point actually. Which version will I be playing? Well, if you couldn't tell by the footage in this video, the majority of this series will be played on the console version of the Pixel Remaster. This is mainly due to the added quality of life, and that it is also the most recent version of the game to release, meaning that if you wish to follow along, you will most likely be playing the same version as me. Now note that I said most of this series will be played on the Pixel Remaster version, as there will be points throughout the playthrough where I will be swapping between versions to showcase the unique quests and dungeons not found in later releases, and also bugs and glitches that I find interesting. I am aiming to make this series as definitive of a Final Fantasy VI experience as I possibly can. Now, lastly, if you were like me when playing through this game for the first time, you might have found yourself overwhelmed by all of the playable characters in the game, and never really found any good use for most of the cast. Well, to rectify this potential problem for anyone else, I will be including character bios for every major party member we encounter, going over their unique traits and quirks, and giving my personal recommendations for how to best approach using them throughout the game. These will be more akin to brief overviews than a full in-depth guide, but it should be a good enough springboard to get you acclimated with each character. This game tells a story that has shaped many lives over the course of its 30-year history, and I hope that you will join me, whether it's your first time or a return visit for this journey through it all. And with that said, I'll see you soon.